Do you want to spend $1 in order to make $10? Of course you do, who doesn't? But that's not me, and all those gurus are lying to you. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that those are the metrics you should be looking at, and that's the standards you should be aiming for, maybe listen to these guys. What's going on in the marketing industry right now? There's a lot of pollution, a lot of bottom feeders coming out. I do paid media for a lot of clients, and they're preaching that whole spend $1, make $10, and clients are starting to think that they need to see a 10x return.
You talking about ROAS?
Yeah. All clients are now sitting there saying, $1 should make $10. But
it's crazy.
But it's crazy. For me, when I run ads, like for myself, 1x is great because if I'm getting my money back and my marketing content is still out there and I'm still building a brand, that's amazing. How do we clean up the marketing industry and reset the expectations that clients have?
Letting the market do what it always does.
Do
you know that everybody who picks on me for telling people that you don't need to make a lot, there are literally people now pushing back on my thesis that you can be happy without making a lot of money. This is literally now happening. I'm like watching it. I'm like, this is remarkable. Like, let me explain how I plan on addressing that. By not addressing it until the economy collapses and then making some comments on how historically correct I was.
So the market will course correct and take away all the bottom feeders.
And your control in this scenario is when a client says to you, no, bro, I need $10 ROAS, you're like, thank you very much, I'm not the guy for you.
Yeah.
Before you spend $1 in advertising, and even if it was wasted, it'd be a great dollar to spend. Even if you don't get a return, you should do it. But before you do that, what you need to do is spend a lot of time, energy, and resources on branding.
If they know who I am, feel free to clip this part and show them this. At Digital Marketer, we're really, really, really good at this stuff. We are thrilled if we are generating 75% ROI in the first 30 days on our ad spend. Thrilled. 75%. What does that mean? For every dollar that we spend, we're making back 75 cents. But wait, you lost 25 cents to your point? No, I didn't. I only had to invest 25 cents to acquire some new customers.
The most important metric is repeat customer rate. That's what is going to dictate your success, period.
You don't want to focus on, if I spend this much, exactly how much am I going to make? Like, you will get that over time. We notice in our brand that if we spread our, for example, we lose money on some platforms like Pinterest ads. We don't make money on Pinterest. We lose a lot of money on Pinterest, but
it has a long tail approach though.
It's 6 million pinboard views a month that help assist the rest of the funnel. So they see us on Pinterest, then they see us on Snapchat, then they see us on Facebook, and then they buy on Amazon. But it pushes that funnel through. So I'm looking at it holistically, just like if you can show up at every trade show, if you can speak places, if you can, like, this is where you want to blanket your market.
Omnipresence. I think if a brand could be everywhere and everywhere they should be.
We are going to target, our goal is going to be 100% ROI, which means it's break even after the first 30 days. But we should be prepared to be okay with a 75% ROI in the first 30 days, knowing that you're going to make it in the back end. Also knowing that there's always a little bit of analytics doesn't necessarily track everything. Generally, your analytics are going to underreport sales. Generally, other channels are going to get credit for sales that were actually generated by the ad efforts over here. Your attribution is never going to be perfect.
Just so much stuff come out about these people that are basically either they had a one-hit wonder, and they had one good campaign where they took some screenshots and now they're a guru, or they, even worse, Photoshop those results.
What happens is that it lowers your customer acquisition costs, because here's the thing: people want to do business with people they like, love, and they can recognize, and you've got to get your product everywhere. That's why you see Snow. We have 10 million eyeballs just in the US alone. We ship to 180 countries, and we don't make money on most of the stuff that we do, especially any celebrity partnerships that are paid. We never make money on that. But it allows us to have that boom. And so retailers want to work with us. Dentists want to carry our product. We make our money over here. So you plant the seeds. It's very hard to plant the seeds, but you're not waiting for the fruit right after you plant the seed. But you can't have the fruit unless you plant the seeds.
We're going to do this, and for the first 60 days, we're going to have no expectation of ROI. So Mr. or Mrs. Client, I just need you to be willing to just take this amount of money and set it on fire. Obviously, some of it's going to come back, but if it's generating at least 75% ROI, then we should be prepared to scale to the next level and up and up and up.
And so for us, we sell confidence. And on social media, the thing is, you have to be willing to spend the money to get your name, your brand out there. If that means that you have to be a consultant on the side, as long as it doesn't take away too much of your focus, if you got to pay your bills.
I'm stopping you because that's so important. I want you to repeat that again. That spending money on awareness and not looking for a conversion is super important.
You have to, because you have to spend money on getting that network out there, right? You have to do that. Because if you're so focused and like myopic and like, if I'm going to spend here, how much am I going to make? If you think like that, people like myself and many others that understand a little bit longer term game, and they think a little bit more abundantly, we're going to come and eat your lunch.
So you're a marketer, you're putting out content. Are you okay in the short term losing money on your marketing in order to gain later?
Yeah, I call it any campaign that you put $1 in and you get $1.50 back out like instantly. Can I swear on this?
100%.
I call that a fucking miracle. You know, so I don't really expect miracles. I expect longevity. You know, like I don't want to be a sprinter. I want to be like a marathon runner, metaphorically. Like in reality, I don't want to be either of those things. I want to sit around. You know, but yeah, I'm okay to go negative for sure. Because that's business. There's a difference between being a marketer and being a business person. Most business people understand, like, yeah, you don't just, scale and put $1 in and get $2 out same day. Like sometimes you can, like sometimes that happens. I got a client for real estate that's happening for, but not very often.
So if you're talking to a client right off the bat, say, look, you've probably heard people say that they can get you, 10x ROI. I hope you know that's BS. That just isn't how it works anymore. And anybody who says that they can do that, they're either not telling the truth or they did it to a tiny little segment of humanity, and it won't work at scale.
And by the way, when you sell a business, what the number one multiplier of acquisition price is goodwill. Goodwill is powered by the brand equity, which is powered by the awareness of your brand. And that's why you see Red Bull, these guys, the big guys, doing awareness type of stuff. Like, why are they doing that? Are they looking at ROI, return on ad spend? They're not looking at that. They're looking at mind share.
And when the guys post that they could get 10x, I offer to hire them, and then they disappear.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.